Okay, here we are live and welcome. Here is Simone Vincenzi from GTEx. We bring more purpose and abundance into your life and business. And today we are here with Michael Serwa. Michael, give us a wave.
I'll give you two.
Two waves. It's a double wave. Okay, great.
One for you and one for the viewers.
It's like wax on and wax off. We are ready for some karate here.
I like to go all the way. It's something very unique to me, you know, always all the way.
Always all the way. And actually we are going to explore
I wave with both.
We are going to explore what all the way means in a minute, but to give you a bit of context right now, this is an episode of the GTEx show where we interview world-class experts like Michael in topics that can make your life easier, better, can help you with making more money, and also living a life of true fulfillment and passion. And now Michael is going to speak for us on the 5th of May. So if you're watching this and you see and you want to know more, come along on the 5th of May. Is going to be incredible. And today we are going to explore what does it take to get anything we want in life, and why men shouldn't wear a pink shirt, or should men wear a pink shirt? That's what I'm really curious. So before that, let me introduce Michael. He's an incredible life coach. If you are in London and if you are into the field of coaching, you know about Michael. He's everywhere, right? And I remember hearing a lot of great things about him. I was like, oh, I got to meet this person. I really got to meet this person. And more and more I got to know him, and more I got to follow him, more I was intrigued about his personality as well, because he's not just a kind of person that gets results with clients, but he uses a complete, really, as he call it, no bullshit approach. And I want to explore more about that later. And he's also the author of the great book From Good to Amazing, right?
That's correct. I would like to just say thank you very much for this kind introduction. For all people watching it or listening this, I would like to say that only 99.9% of what people say about me is true. The rest is exaggeration.
Brilliant. Okay, so we didn't exaggerate at all today. Right, Michael, first of all, before the initial question of what does purpose mean to you, before that, I read on your website before that you used to believe that men couldn't wear a pink shirt, and now you are wearing a pink shirt, and I'm like, what's going on here?
It's, you know, when you're like 20, 21, 22, and you are a boy, but you think you are a man, and only when you get to 30, you look back and you realize you were just a kid, you know? So I thought I was a man when I was 22. I came to London when I was 22, from Poland. And I had this idea in my head, being Polish especially, you know, where everybody wears either black or white, or gray, if they go crazy, that pink is not a color for men. It's for little girls and maybe big girls, but it's not for men. And it took me a couple of years to realize that as a man, if you really find yourself as a man, you can wear whatever the fuck you want and you're still a man. And I started to like pink. So I think this shirt is the only pink item that I have, actually. But I thought I'm going to wear it for you, Simone, because I like you so much.
I appreciate that, and I'm extremely honored. You know, you made my day. Michael, thank you very much. Okay,
only my favorite dates and you. Only my favorite dates and you.
Oh, cheers, buddy. So now that we've talked about the serious stuff, let's move on about the silly one. So what does purpose mean to you, Michael?
You asking me what purpose means, or what's my purpose?
What a purpose means to you first, and then what's your purpose?
I see. Okay, so for me, purpose is another way of describing this ultimate goal. So we all have a bunch of goals, but it's nice to have this long-term ultimate goal, and I would just refer to this goal as a purpose. What's your life's purpose? What legacy you'd like to leave behind? when you fall flat on your face and you die, you know, when you're 100 years old? Or what would you like to be known for or remembered for?
Right. So it's about what are you going to leave behind when you fall flat in your face and die. And the next question is like, why do I have to fall flat in my face and not on my bum? But anyway, that's a topic probably for another complete, probably a 2-day seminar.
So the perfect death is when you're very lucky, you're just gonna fall in your sleep. I mean, fall asleep and never wake up, right? Or you might be 100 years old. You might be having sex and die as you're having sex. I think I like this scenario.
I would love to die in this way. Actually, honestly,
Obviously, you get a heart attack because you're not supposed to have sex when you're 100, but it's like enjoying yourself. There's a couple of girls around you, and you get a heart attack. Perfect death.
Absolutely. So not one, but with more women. I got you, Michael. So now, other than so I understand that your ultimate goal is your purpose is getting to maybe to that point. But what do you think is your purpose now?
I don't think what's my purpose. I know what's my purpose.
Brilliant. Tell me more about that.
There are two layers. There is a general one, and there is more specific one. So I will tell you about both.
Please.
My number one purpose is to be happy / have fun in life. Yeah. So the only reason I'm in coaching because I have lots of fun coaching and working with people. If I wake up tomorrow and I want to be in a property, I won't care about what anybody else think. I'm gonna switch to being in a property. It's highly unlikely because I don't give a shit about property and I love personal development. However, it's not about choosing one path and say, oh, I've chosen it. I told everybody I'm doing this. I need to stick to it for the rest of my life until I'm 100 and I have heart attack having sex with 5 girls, right? So it happened for me. Personal development is something I've been passionate about 4 years before I became a coach. So I already had fun engaging with everything personal development related. So basically what I did, I converted my passion, my biggest hobby, interest, whatever, into career, which moves me to the more specific kind of purpose. My purpose is, as a coach, in life in general, using coaching as a platform, the career I've chosen, my ultimate purpose is to do well by doing good. Yeah.
Do well by doing good. Tell me more about that.
To do well for myself by doing good. So you can do well by getting into property. You can do well by selling drugs. You can do well by being an actor. These things don't interest me that much. What interests me is coaching. So I want to do very well for myself by doing good. Why? Because I get a kick out from helping people. So I don't say, hey, my ultimate goal is to impact as many people as possible. It's true, but I'm not doing it for these people. I'm doing it for myself. Why? Because I get the most joy when I can help somebody. So I feel like I'm just being selfish. I'm a selfish person. It just happened that to make myself happy, I need to make other people happy. And I make myself happy by helping other people. That's why, as long as it makes me happy, I will continue doing it. If it stops making me happy, I will start to sell drugs, do property, or become an actor. It doesn't matter. Why? Because the ultimate goal is for me to be happy / to have fun. And whatever makes me happy and gives me fun, I will continue doing it.
And you know what? Here is sometimes quite controversial because when people say, oh, you always need to give or you need to take care about other people, otherwise you're selfish, or you cannot have that much fun in your life because otherwise, I mean, you need to have you need to pay your dues and to got to do what you have to do. So what do you say to those people?
First of all, don't try to make friends with me because I'm not interested.
Right.
I'm talking to people right now. Don't try to work with me because I'm not interested in working with you. You have to think about yourself first. You can't truly give to other people, I believe, if you don't look after yourself first.
And let me stop you there. Let me stop you there because I think that this is a crucial point. In particular, and I'm sure you know, and I've been very guilty of that, as a coach, you like to give to other people, and you because for me personally, I got that buzz when I got my clients that achieve result, when they triple their income
Yes.
or they start the business they love, right? But the truth is that there are a lot of coaches out there that can be great coaches, but then you look at their life and it's like, dude, sort out your life first, right? Because as you said, you can't give what you don't have. Can you please expand on this one more, please?
It's like having an empty fridge at home and trying to feed the homeless. You can't. You have to do something first to fill up your fridge. You fill up your own stomach first. You don't need to be, like eat everything yourself, but you can't be hungry, because if you are hungry, you will die and you won't be able to get and find this homeless to help him or her, right? Using that as an example.
Yeah.
I remember I was giving on the other note that you just mentioned. I was giving a talk recently to a group of around 80 coaches / wannabe coaches. For me, a wannabe coach is someone who says, I'm a coach, but they don't make any money as a coach yet.
Yep.
Yes, I call them wannabe coaches, and it's like a first stage, typically. Beautiful group of people. It was a lecture given to Animas, which is my favorite school of coaching, run by Nick Bolton, who's a friend of mine. And wonderful energy, smiley faces. And I was talking about how to build a thriving coaching business, or how to build a six-figure coaching business. Thriving, I think it was the title. And I said, tip number one, I want you to think. You don't just say it out loud. Don't just say it to me. Don't just say it to the person next to you. I want you to score yourself on a happiness level between 0 and 10. 0 being I'm extremely unhappy, 10 being I'm extremely happy. This is the same exercise I do with my clients' reconsultations, my prospective clients rather. I said, just think about the number. And I gave them, 5 seconds, 10 seconds, whatever. And I was like, okay, those of you who score themselves below 6 out of 10, here's my advice. Sort your shit out before you try to charge money for sorting other people's shit. Not because I'm so ethical or something like that. It's just, if you deal with an unhappy person, you can recognize it. You can smell it. So how credible is the coach who is unhappy? Like you said, how happy themselves. How credible is the wealth coach who is broke? How credible is a personal trainer who is fat? Yeah, or accountant who is shit with money. I wouldn't trust accountant who is shit with money. My accountant is so good with money, it's scary.
I remember actually having my first accountant, and this is why I fired him after, because he said, well, I have financial issues. I'm like, all right. Okay, so I need to give you my money, and you have financial issues. That's a warning sign. And
there's a conflict there. There's a conflict there. It's not. There's no synergy there, Jerry. It's not
exactly.
Jerry.
And there's something that I remember when I was at the beginning of my journey. I remember I had a lot of my shit sorting out, and what happened is that I had this drive. I wanted to go and change the world, but then I have so much shit to sort out about myself.
Yeah.
That the real things happen when I focused on myself, sort my things out, and then being focused on helping other people.
And what happens is when you're in this place you are right now, you attract people to yourself. People are drawn to you because you're in a good place. People want to have a piece of that.
Exactly.
Not I'm not talking about a piece of your, Yeah.
And that's great. So on the 5th, you're going to talk about how to get anything you want in life. So my question is, Michael, how personally, if there is one thing you would like to get, that this is I put you on the spot. One thing
fine,
that you
fine, hit me.
Okay, one thing that you would like to get that you didn't get yet. What is it, and how you planning to get it? Boom.
A very hot wife.
Okay, very hot wife. And how you planning?
With a big heart. And smart. A perfect partner, basically, is what I'm talking about.
Right, fantastic. Thank you very much for that. And so now, for example, how would you use all the things that you're going to share with us on the 5th, for example, for people that are looking for getting that hot wife, or getting that hot promotion in life, or starting their hot business, what would you suggest?
So the three principles I'm gonna be discussing on the 5th, which are absolutely crucial in my opinion to achieving anything. And I'm not gonna say, hey, these are 3 secrets. There are no secrets. There's no secret to success. Not anymore. With too many books written on success, too many people talking about success, there's no secrets to success. It's very fucking simple. There are 3 ingredients. You have to be passionate about that thing. So I'm passionate about finding that person. I'm not obsessed with it. I'm not what's the word? I'm not, yeah, obsessed is the word I wanted, I think, to say. It's not like I have a sleepless nights, but I'm passionate about the idea, right? I want it. Then you have to work your ass off. I don't believe in overnight success. I don't believe in passive income. I don't believe any of this bullshit. I've never met somebody who was successful financially, using that as an example, who didn't work harder than their competition. I've never heard about this person. It's only the marketers sell sometimes, traditional marketers anyway. So on that front, it's not like I'm not trying. Last year alone, 2014, I was on about 100 first dates. How about that?
So I think that is quite an enjoyable working your arse off.
Yeah.
As well. So, that's a very tough work, right?
I'm exhausted. All these beautiful women, man.
Yeah, no, that's a tough life, Michael. Okay.
But then the question will be, okay, how do you find them? Using this as an example, right? It's the same with women listening. How do I find this guy? Well, step number 1, you leave your house. Because probably he's not gonna knock to your door and say, "Hey, would you marry me?" And he's gonna look like from a Coke advert, So probably at the very least, whether you're a guy or a girl, you have to leave the house. So you have to put yourself out there so you can meet someone. So I was talking about 100 dates. I would meet them in all sorts of ways. I would meet them on the street. I would meet them in a bar. I would meet them in a coffee shop. I would meet them in the gym. I would meet them online sometimes. So I was saying you have to leave the house. With the online applications right now, like Tinder or Happen, you can actually date people never leaving your house, but then you never know what to expect when you actually see that person. So this is like the least favorite way of meeting people for me. And then the third ingredient, so I was talking about passion, I was talking about working your ass off, so being a hustler basically. And number 3, and big part of being a hustler is being persistent. So you could say, fucking hell, 100 dates and still nothing, like no long-term partner. No, because I have high standards. I know what I want. I'm not gonna settle for okay relationship because I'm not gonna be happy. She's not gonna be happy, huh?
Thank you for that. And let me stop you there, because a lot of people, I coach a lot of women, and some of the topic can be relationships.
Yeah.
Say, I met like 7 guys and they didn't work. I mean, 7? It's like, right. And
I'll be like, you mean last week? Or
exactly. Like in a year.
Last month.
In a year. And
Yeah.
the fact is that they said, yeah, how were they? I said, yeah, they were okay. But you said something really important. Never settle for less. Never settle for less than what you truly want and truly deserve. Can you expand a bit more on that?
Yeah, the thing is, Simon and guys, without sounding like a dickhead, not because of the looks. I don't think I'm that particularly good looking. Certainly not because of the money, because
it's because of the pink shirt.
Not because of the pink shirt. I think it's not because of the money, because I didn't have any money yet a few years ago, and I was dating, models, whatever. I've learned. So I spent lots of time learning how to talk to women. I'm not natural. I made myself a natural with women, using that as an example. So there was a lot of persistence. There was reading newsletters, books, going to events, watching YouTube stuff for a year and a half. My biggest commitment for a year and a half, 6 or 7 years ago, was female psychology. I don't want to say I'm a master of female psychology, because nobody's a master of female psychology. They don't understand themselves sometimes. I was like, sexist, but it's true, right? And so without sounding like a dickhead, if I wanted to, I wouldn't be single for a day in my life. because there's lots of people, there's lots of women in my life, but I haven't met someone who tick all the boxes for me. And I'm committed to never, ever settle for anything less than exactly what I want. And I know there's people are out there. It's not like I have this, she has to be perfect. I don't believe in perfection, but I know how I'm gonna feel about the person when I meet the right person. Yeah. I don't want to be like, oh yeah, she's fine. No, I don't want this. I want to like, fuck, she inspires me, you know. She can disagree with me. She can tell me off, you know. She's strong enough to handle me. She's not insecure. She's happy, etc. So I'm not in a rush, like I said. I'm not desperate.
So for women, for those of you that are watching this webinar, like if you are strong enough, it's like, now it looks like a proper advert. So remember that if looking for a wife. Okay.
You can send the application forms, Simon. I'll send you the application forms. You can send your network.
Exactly. We are going to have an application form. We are going to have a Marry Michael contest, and we are going to give out a free GTEx membership for the one that Michael will choose. Okay, right. So now I wanted to really ask you one question. You said that a few years ago you didn't have much money, and you weren't extremely confident with women as well. So it seems that you've been on a journey for yourself as well. So on the 5th, obviously, you're going to explore with us some of this journey and those tips that people can get with them. But can you tell us a bit more about what I would love to hear, actually, what has been your main lesson?
My main lesson
that moved you from where you were a few years ago to where you are now.
Before I answer that, I just want to finish on the previous point, because you asked me for the talk I'm giving, and I was talking about 3 ingredients. So I was talking about passion, I was talking about hustle, being a hustler, working hard, and the 3rd element is having a strategy.
Right.
So that's what I always say when people come to me for coaching, for example. They're typically passionate about something already, the idea or the company they want to create, whatever. They don't like hustle, because if they like hustle, if somebody's lazy, I can't help them because I can't do the work for them. They have to do the heavy lifting, right? So often as coaches, what we help people with is the 3rd element or the 3rd pillar, which is the strategy. So in my case, using that example, I was like, okay, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna sign up for Tinder. I'm gonna make myself talk to people I meet on the street. I'm gonna push myself and go out to events, right? So I had a strategy in place. And coming back to your most recent question is the single most important thing for me was the fact that I'm relentless. I just don't give up. There are occasions I've given up, but like I don't give up easily. Like you wanna put me down, you have to kill me, pretty much, you know, because I'm like that. You close the door in my face, I will climb up the window and I will jump on the other side. You know? I'm like this. And why this is so important is because it's very, very unlikely for you to start something new and straight away get great results. So many people say no before somebody says yes. And then you get used to that. You will tweak your strategy, you will tweak your skill set, whatever it is that you're working towards, losing weight, making more money, meeting someone. And the ratio of no's versus yeses will be in your favor over and over time, right? But even now, 70% of prospective clients say no to working with me. Last year, I had 191 initial consultations. 70% of these people, so that's 134 people, said no. And the remaining said yes, but that's okay. In any business venture, if you can convert 70% of people you're talking, 30% of people you're talking to, you have business conversations with or sales conversations with, you're doing well. But if I was to focus on the 70% that said no, I would feel like shit, like a failure of a coach every day. And the same with women. I wish I was converting 30% of women I date. It's more like, not date, I talk to. It's more like 5%. Or maybe 10%. So I need to talk to 20 girls for 1 or 2 to say, yes, let's do this. Let's go on a date. That's the conversion rate. And it's so easy for a guy to go out there, he speaks to 10 girls he first meets, or in a bar or anywhere in the gym, and they say, no. It's like, oh, it's because too short, I don't have enough money, I'm not good looking enough. No, it's just because that's the way it is.
It is, and a lot of people, you're right in saying that. A lot of people are not. I think that there is a kind of naivety. I'm always taking my first experience, because when you want something and you're passionate about it, you can say, "Yeah, I can make $1 million in a month, and I'm going to have the woman of my life in the first day."
Yeah.
And then the reality hits.
Yes.
Which is,
what you're talking about is the discrepancy between expectation and reality. So obviously, if you're naive, using the word I use is a very good word. If you're naive enough to think that you haven't spoken to any woman outside of your social circle before, and if you think because you're not bad looking, or you have a little bit of money, or you are confident in other areas of your life, if you think you're gonna go to the first bar, approach the first girl that you like, and she's gonna say, "Yeah, let's go on a date," that's stupid. You know, you're just naive. So you have to change your perception of reality, because that's not reality. But you can only really understand what the reality is when you put yourself out there and you expose yourself to these rejections. But you remember, that's the way it is. Nothing worth having comes easy, and if it comes easy, we don't appreciate it. If you were to inherit shitloads of money, initially like, yeah, but then you're like, okay, so all the things that I'm doing right now is like, you know, but when you make this money yourself, using this example, fucking now you feel good.
Oh, indeed. I remember when I remember when I had my first coaching client. I think it was probably 3 years ago, and it was £300, so it wasn't much. But before, when I was working in the catering industry, I used to earn up to, from the age of 19, up to £3,000 a month. But the £300 that I got from that coaching client were worth more than £3,000 that I had before. I don't know if you ever experienced that.
Simona, when you tell me you started with your first coaching client charging £300 for, I guess, number of sessions, right? For a program.
Yes, where a 6-session, £300. That was my first paid coaching client.
I was charging £20 an hour initially, and then as my confidence grew, I was charging £50 an hour. And after 6 months, £75 an hour. After 6 months, £100 an hour. After 6 months, too, and it was like this. You know,
it's interesting because we had a different journey. I coached for 1.5 years for free because I didn't have the guts even for us for the £20. Then I went on, okay, fuck that, £300, no negotiation, that's the minimum. That's, but yeah, it's a
everybody has. I always say there's not only one way to get somewhere. You know, when I look at successful coaches, so like, you know, the most successful coaches on the planet, every single one of them got there differently. So I say, listen, I talk to my apprentices, I talk to my associates, the amazing guys that I mentor, I have the pleasure of mentoring. I say, listen, don't try to be me. And there's the natural tendency. I want to be a successful coach. Michael is successful. I'm going to do what he does, the way he does. I want to be successful as well. No. We all have different personalities. I can get away with cockiness and arrogance most of the time. Maybe you can't. So if you're gonna try to play this "I love myself," you know, I can do whatever I want card, people are gonna think you are a dick. And sometimes people think I'm a dick, but then they get to know me and they see that I'm actually softy, you know.
And then they confirm that. Okay.
I mean, look at the color of my shirt.
No, you cannot be a dick with the pink shirt. No, definitely. I have another question for you. Like, I think that a lot of people struggle in recognizing sometimes their achievement in terms of, oh, I've done this, even if it's a small step, and then they even don't realize that or don't acknowledge this. So the question I would love to ask you before we wrap up, and then obviously we are going to see you for a full 60 minutes, mind-blowing, kicking ass on the 5th. But the question I want to ask you,
I promise you, I would never want to miss it. So I'll be there.
I did. I hope so.
I promise I'll be there on the 5th. I would hate to miss it.
I really hope so because yes, your face is everywhere on Facebook. So anyway, otherwise I will get one of these kind of pictures with the eyes and Michael Serwa, and I'll do the presentation for you.
And you're gonna play one of my videos, right? You're gonna put the
Exactly.
Michael
Exactly.
Serwa couldn't be here in person, but he sent this recording, yeah.
Exactly, like a proper VIP. So now the question is that I would love to ask you is what is the achievement that you are most proud of in your life, and what would you suggest to other people that so where they can start in order to recognizing their achievements as well?
What they can do to start to recognize their achievements. That's
Indeed.
the technical question. I'm gonna start with this one and go back to the first one. So on this
Do
one,
whatever you like.
we always gonna be our own harshest critics, and I'm not an exception. Even though I'm aware of that, I'm still my own harshest critic. That's why I'm more interested in what people around me say about what I do than what I say about what I do. If that makes sense. But here's an important part. You gotta surround yourself with the right people, because if you surround yourself with a bunch of losers, no matter what you do, they're going, eh. If you surround yourself with haters, they're gonna see you walking on water and say that's because you can't swim. Using this example. So it's very important. I'm surrounded with the most incredible network of people, including yourself, Mr. Simone Vincenzi. Winners, people that can see greatness in other people. Why? Because they took time to sort their own shit out. So now, because they're not concerned with themselves that much, they can see the greatness and beauty and love, and they can feel the love for other people. So I'm surrounded by the most amazing people. My clients are amazing. Everyone I'm associated with business-wise are amazing. Everybody I date is amazing. Because I don't allow too much negativity into my life. I don't allow anything toxic, any toxic relationships in my life. So these people, especially my coach, who I pay, which is important, these people remind me about my greatness every time I forget about it. And don't think, guys, you're listening to it that, oh, this guy, this and that, he always thinks he's... No, I have my fucking low moments as well. It's not right now, but I have this... Everybody has this moment. Richard Branson, Tony Robbins, and Steve Jobs used to have some, for sure, before he passed away. And what was the first part of the question?
So before I ask you the other question,
I know.
Just before that, let me stop you for a second. I love this point where you're making, because I remember also clients asking me, well, Simone, are you always happy? I'm like, do you think I'm not a human being? I'm like, of course I'm a human being. I have my highs and lows. And I think that sometimes, in particular in our industry, there is a build-up of, oh, we got to be always happy, we got to be always in state and be always perfect. That's like bullshit, really. You just got to be a great human being, being a great coach, and get results with people. And then have your own support, because you realize how much of an impact that support can have. Isn't that what you're saying?
Yes. And I would say, on this one, I would say that I'm always cocky, but I'm not always happy. So I can be cocky.
Don't you have like a cockiness coach?
But always cocky. Yeah, that doesn't just... I can't find the switch off button, I can't find it.
Do you have someone that coach you in cockiness?
No, but because it's not much of a problem, you see, then I thought, yeah, I'll leave it, just okay.
Okay, right. So let's moving on your biggest achievement, and then we wrap up, and we let you go and flying.
That is so bad.
Let it go. Yeah.
Mona, I could think about a few things, but the first that came to my mind is making the decision to come to London 10 years ago from Poland without money and with very, very little English, and making that decision and then hastening my way up for the last 10 years. Every year, when I look back, every year is slightly better than the year before, financially, spiritually, even like fitness-wise, you name it, social-wise, social skills-wise. So making this decision, dragging my ex-girlfriend at the time with me, who she came from money. She wasn't used to not having money, and it just kind of happened. We didn't have money, both of us, and we came here on the bus, and it was tough. it was fucking tough, and many people would probably go back home to mommy and daddy, you know.
It was like 27 hours on the bus?
27 hours on the bus because we couldn't afford the plane ticket, and you know, first 2 weeks on the squad, not even like a house, not even like sharing the room with 5 people, sharing a squad with 2 people, sharing a room in squad with her, me and her, and 2 other people, friends, you know. That was tough compared to where I am right now. But you see, because I've never forgotten those days, I can still appreciate little things, you know. I appreciate that somebody would like to pay me for my coaching, that somebody would buy my book, that somebody would come to my events and say that was a good talk afterwards. And I will, no matter how freaking rich I will become, and how much power and influence I'm going to have, which I know I will never forget that, because that's where I came from. And I'm certainly not going back there, but very, very humble beginnings.
And I guess that this is really a reminder for you that you're listening that there are really no excuses.
No.
It doesn't matter where you're coming from. It doesn't matter what you have, what you don't have. Like for those of you that know a bit about my story, by 3 years ago I was homeless, and what's the point? So everyone has their different challenges. Like we said, Michael came here. It took 27 hours on the bus because he couldn't afford to get a plane ticket, and now is one of the highest paid and most respected coaches here in London. And yes, it will take time. Yes, it will take work, but that's worth it. If you believe in something, go for that. And so this is also an invitation for those of you that we talk about how important it is to have, Michael in particular, talk about how important it is to have a network of people around you that are not a bunch of losers, that are not those people that are going to bring you down. So this is what actually you will find on the 5th of May when you will come along to how to get anything you want in life. You will not get just only the Michael's pink shirt and his amazing talk. I will get you to wear the pink shirt, Michael. But yeah, that's a commitment. But and his amazing talk. But you will have also a community that is going to support you in then making those steps really achievable. So now, Michael, where can people find more about you?
If you Google my name, the first thing you will see is my website. And when you go to my website, there are links to all social media I'm on, which is YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, and LinkedIn. You'll get the link to my book as well. And my most exciting recent project is a weekly YouTube show where I invite interesting guests, talk about interesting stuff. It's a weekly show, new episodes every Sunday morning. We've released 10 so far. So the 10th one was released yesterday.
And I love them, by the way. Guys, have a look. They are incredible.
Thank you.
No.
I try really hard to let my guests speak rather than just, I can talk, you know. I need to discipline myself not to talk too much because people are coming and I end up talking. But I think I'm improving as well. My coach was like, Michael, you have to talk less.
So it's the Michael Serwa show, and Michael Serwa is talking even for the guest. Yeah, okay. But sometimes, but for people like me and you, they want to talk, and it's
there, right? So much.
I don't know if you were like this at school, and then we wrap up. You know, it's like, Michael, shut up! Stop talking, and now people pay you for talking, right? How amazing is that? So it's like, teacher, I'm sorry. Right. Okay, so on this note, it's been a great interview. Definitely one of the most controversial one, in particular, given the pink shirt and no, like putting that on the side.
Don't let me show you my ass to the
camera. No, that's okay. That's okay. I got enough.
I'm capable.
I know that. I got enough. Let's leave it actually for the 5th. So if you want to see Michael's ass, I come on the 5th.
I squat a lot. It's a good ass.
I'm sure that is. I don't want to get into much details on that, guys.
Okay, man. Audience will be staring at me. You will see.
I'm sure they will. I'm sure they will.
Maybe if I'm lucky, 1 or 2 women. You
Because you're looking for wives, so women come along and flood the room. Okay.
Yeah. Bring your CV, cover letter, download the application form online, bring some pictures, and then pass it to my associate, and I will kindly consider your offer. Your application.
Thank you very much for that, Michael. Okay, right. On this note, it's been great having you here. We are going to have the event, How to Get Anything You Want in Life, on the 5th of May. If you are looking this on our webpage, you can find the link below, and you can register for attending. Is a free event, and also Michael will be giving out copies of the book, so you can get a signed copy of Michael's book From Good to Amazing, which is really an amazing book. Highly recommend that.
Not giving out, selling.
Okay, sorry, selling. Okay, let me put it up. Selling.
Expectation and reality.
Yes, no. For me, giving out is selling. So
I'll be giving out hugs and kisses.
Okay.
I'll be selling the book.
You will be selling the book, and you can get a copy, an autographed copy. Will you make autograph as well?
Of course, if somebody's really nice to me, of course, always.
Okay, so be nice to him. Give me a hug. Give him a kiss, and we'll put a signature.
Tell how much you like my talk.
Exactly.
I'll definitely sign it for you.
Awesome. Thank you very, very much, Michael. It's been a great interview. I definitely had fun, and I'm looking forward seeing you and everyone on Tuesday, the 5th of May, for How to Get Anything You Want in Life.
Thank you so much, Simone. Thanks for having me.
You're welcome. And from Simone Vincenzi and GTEx is everything. We bring a purpose and abundance into your life. If you like this video, by any means, leave us a comment or share it with the world. Have a fantastic day, and remember, always live with purpose. Ciao. Lots of love from Michael.